listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Voice After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Voice After Show.
Hey guys, what's up?
Wow. Whoa, extended version.
Whoa. Instrumental, perhaps? This is a voice show, after show, for AFTERBUZZ. Thank you. Oh, again?
Wow.
Wait, what show is this?
The Voice.
Oh, there's a solo that I didn't realize was even there.
There's that solo.
Sylvia, maybe? What's that? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to our AFTERBUZZ After Show for The Voice. I'm your host, Michelle Macedo, and we have a very special guest along with my co-host.
It's me. I'm the special guest, Melissa Macedo. And then we have our friend right over here.
Oh, I got claps.
Yeah, it's the live studio
so
audience.
Cool. Wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Very enthusiastic.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are
thank you.
excited.
Yeah.
We're excited to have you, excited to hear about what's going on with you in your life, and to talk about the show.
Of course.
Which was a continuation of the battle rounds. And first we had Team Blake. I guess we'll just go in order there.
Yeah, wow.
Jump right in.
Yes.
Just jump on in.
Oh, yeah, this one was kind of interesting.
Yeah, we
The
had the
conga.
conga. Yeah.
You know, what's interesting to me is what I thought. I don't know what you guys thought, but because Julio Cesar Castillo, I practiced in my head, sings mariachi, suddenly, I mean, Melissa, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
She knows more about Latin music than I do. But the conga, the origins of that is in Cuba, right? And mariachi
It's Mexican.
right.
Yeah.
So in terms of the rhythm and the salsa,
Right.
different
It's
things.
Different, yeah.
Both Spanish-speaking
Yes.
places.
Yes.
So I just thought it was interesting that nobody
Right,
mentioned
they're
that at
different-
Yeah.
all.
Different countries with like very different music.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true. Well,
With-
plus, and it's like a Gloria Estefan song, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
it's like even like throws another wrench in there.
yeah.
That does throw another wrench in. What do you guys think about that song choice?
I don't know. It was interesting to me. I almost thought it came across a little cheese.
Right.
For me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a little
Macaroni
too much.
Tony?
Yeah, it was a little too much. Like, if, I don't know, if they had done something with it and not done it, like, straight, like, it was
Gloria.
definitely, like, a challenge, you could tell, because they both were, like, really tongue-tied. But, I don't know, it was such a strange
Yeah.
choice.
I feel like to make them worried about, because it is very fast in the lyric, especially at first, to throw that on them doesn't really do much for showcasing their voice. And then we just had Teresa just trying to bring down the house and
Yeah.
all over the place, okay? And yeah, I just feel like strange song choice. Yes, a nice, fun, upbeat song, but maybe not the best choice, Blake.
Okay, now, do you guys think that people can even help the fact that their first instinct is to oversing the song since it's a battle round?
Right.
I mean, yeah, I can, I
Do you?
I mean, you get it,
So
yeah.
I get it. I don't know, I think it was, like, when we did ours, we like, sat down, me and Nathan, my battle round partner.
Buddy.
Buddy.
Battle buddy.
We like sat down and we're like, we got to make sure like this doesn't come across as like overdoing it,
singing
you know?
it,
And, like I
right.
feel like there was a
That's
couple
good.
tonight that were like, they definitely did not do that. You could like tell that they were
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna run all over you tonight.
about
you
me.
know? Yeah,
Right.
and it was weird. And the thing I liked about that though was, what was his name again? Julio.
Castillo.
Cesar
Yes.
Castillo.
It was awesome. Yeah, I really liked how he was like really shy all in the beginning, sort of, and then like actually came through and like became like he like was powerful with the line, but he didn't like do so much like she did. So
Right.
it actually was like, it was strong and solid, but like paired with her, like it was just so obvious that she was going everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, I think what oversinging does is it makes the person who's oversinging look like they're insecure about how they're doing it. Like they have to always do the fancy run and do everything. But Julio and some other people that we'll talk about later, they kind of held their own ground and made it their own and didn't feel the need to show off to anyone.
Exactly.
Even though the battle round, I get why you would.
Yeah. I thought it was cute how Julio was super intimidated at first and like couldn't even look at her. I thought that was endearing. I just
Yeah.
think it's endearing. You know, like we'll get to the rest of the people, but there's some people that what they're feeling is intense competitive drive and the need and want to win, which is also good. But then there's something to be said about the fact that he was totally scared out of his pants.
There was a lot of those tonight, like the really intimidated person. Like the person who's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't say this. This is too fast. And she's like, you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you have it up on that. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, totally different, but she's also speaking English in the song. I like Michael Bublé's version of it, which sounded like Spanish a little bit.
The summer chicken dimma dimma, ooh, that
Yeah,
come
exactly. He's like, no one knows the words, which makes me wonder why he would choose a song like this. It's not even like a vocal gymnastic song, you know.
I mean, but in its own right, it is challenge.
Well,
Just you don't
it
really
is
do
challenging.
that.
No, I
very
know.
often, you know,
Probably. Whatever that was. Okay, so anyway, so what did you guys think of the way it turned out?
Well, Julio, I think rightfully won.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like-
I'm interested to see what he does because I think it could be really interesting that if he does like a mariachi fusion of like normal pop songs.
Yeah,
you know,
that would be
which could be
cool.
really cool for like the live rounds and stuff like that with all the production thrown behind it. Which I'm actually excited. He's one of the ones that I'm excited to see what he does.
Yeah, because he's bringing something different. He's
Exactly.
bringing something new.
Yeah, you haven't seen a mariachi person on any of these shows.
No.
You know, I've never heard of a mariachi person on Idol or X
No.
Factor
No.
or anything. So
Nope.
yeah.
That's what's awesome about it.
Yeah. X Factor just makes fun of a lot of people.
Anyway.
That's neither here nor here. Okay, now the next person you mentioned that I think you knew him from
Yeah,
last
Dez,
season.
for sure.
Dez
Dez is awesome.
Duron.
Dez Duron.
Duron.
Versus Paulina.
Versus Paulina. Right.
From Texas.
Yeah, from Texas when Dez Duron is an ex, this is a
Yale.
long title, an ex-Yale football
Player.
player.
I
Just,
guess it's
did they
From
throw in
Louisiana,
star?
From Louisiana.
From Louisiana.
Ex-Yale football player from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Right. So he went to Yale, and then he left.
Yeah, I think he left
that
to
what
come
that
out here
means?
and like do the show. I
Right.
think he left my season. I don't think he ever went back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it didn't sound like it from his year off. It
Yeah, no.
seemed like
No.
he didn't go back to Yale.
I mean, he's apparently been living out here and like doing good stuff. So
Yeah, that's
for him.
good.
So do you think that this past year he's improved a lot, or that he had it in him the whole time, and it was just something the judges didn't see before?
I mean, we got to be like pretty good friends on the show, or like hung out a few times, you know. And then when he would like sing, you could definitely tell there was something more there than like the Backstreet Boys song that they had. him do,
Right.
you know, like the season that I was on, and it's kind of like,
Yeah.
when people don't understand the whole song choice thing, like people be like, oh, you picked the wrong song, but we don't choose our
Yeah.
songs. So.
Yeah. I hear that. I
It's-
don't know how much we're,
Yeah.
but I hear that you rank them or something, and
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of, it's weird to see him be like, oh, you've improved so much, when it really, I just think it was that he got a song that really fit his voice. you know?
Right. And considering they only heard him once before, how can you
Exactly.
really know if you've improved?
I
remember
heard
you
him do
last
it,
year.
I want it that way. Like,
Yeah.
although
great song in its own, but not
Yeah.
really like a vocally show-off song. That
Right.
much.
I mean, just reminds me of feeling very awkward in middle school.
Dancing like this far away from someone.
You are. I'm like, oh God, I have to hide at the bathroom now. It's a slow dance. And yeah, by the time I was in 8th grade, I finally got the guts to ask the guy, and he's like, I have a girlfriend.
Oh,
He didn't.
Speaking of
Anyway.
crazy, well, maybe I won't say
But
that. I take
Dez,
it
okay,
back.
I'm just saying
Paulina
here.
is it.
Right. But Dez, I just want to say, looks like a young Mario Lopez.
Yes.
But seems like a different person, obviously. But he has that factor to him. I don't know. I guess it's like, it's not like boy bandish, but it's like, I don't know, he's
just-
hunky,
he's just
right?
good looking, yeah.
Okay.
He's a model.
It's just
he could
good.
definitely be. He could be.
Is
I think
he?
he did an American Eagle campaign.
Oh yeah.
Well,
See that? Yeah.
After the show, he
yeah.
did American Eagle.
Okay.
campaign, so.
I
All right.
see. I could see that. Yeah.
Well, then that's
When Christina
fair.
turned around, she was like, "Oh,
She was like, "I remember you."
yeah, I remember."
perfectly. She's like, listen, I like that accent. She likes the young boys.
She does.
She does.
She does.
But Paulina,
Yes.
thoughts?
Paulina is from Texas.
She is.
She is.
Yes. You know,
That's
She is.
That's right. But she was kind of the redhead that was a little fiery.
she did have red
bit.
hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was fiery.
Firecracker.
I think that she, you know, you could see, I think when you're out there on stage, it's either you really, I think in her case, she just really was trying too hard and really like nervous about it, obviously, and insecure about the choices she had made. So she wanted to show that she had something special to bring.
Yeah.
But it ended up just being not.
She also had she has a very stylistic voice, which wasn't. I mean, the song was Just the Way You Are, and it's sort of a like pop song. I mean, Bruno Mars
Yeah,
is
it's
amazing,
like a
but it's not
ballad,
like
though.
Yeah.
he's not stylized in indie. And I feel like she would have done a lot better with like an indie song because of all of her like weird voice trick things.
Yeah.
You know, that weren't
Yeah.
really that song. So.
Yeah, you know, sometimes during the time when they were singing together and they had to do some sort of harmony, like I thought that I heard her voice like really clear out because she like had to be there for him too.
Right.
So I kind of wanted her to sing like that the whole time.
Yeah. I think
But-
Christina did too. She was like, why don't you?
At one point, she was nodding her head.
shaking it like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She
Yeah.
was like. You're like, are you saying no, or are you being like?
Imagine being on stage and seeing that
Yeah.
and being like, just breaking down or crying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
In the
I'm,
middle of the song.
It's like, I'm gonna have to give this one to Dez.
yeah.
That was Blake.
Dez did have like the best like line of the night though, when he was like, the "I will lose this if I don't sing the right notes" line, and I
Yeah.
was like, yes, yeah,
Yeah.
you will.
yeah, that's kind of it. That's
Well
kind of it.
put. Spot on, Dez. Spot on.
I was happy with that choice.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was happy with that
Dez.
choice.
And then since we have the steel rounds this time around, the moment when, I don't know, I think Carson usually like glosses over it when it seems maybe like he knows what's going to happen, or maybe they edit it that way.
I wonder if it's because the steals are so new.
Yeah, I know.
I'm anticipating or expecting that it like was like them sitting there awkwardly and like the coach is trying not to make eye contact.
Yeah, like,
Oh, yeah.
Are you gonna steal me? And they're like, no, we're
I know.
not.
they're like, I'm going to think about it for too long.
It looks like it. It looks like Carson's like, anyone want to steal? So what do you have to say to Christina? Because everyone's like, oh, God.
Yeah. So, yeah, say what you need to say. So, anyway, that was a good battle, right? We like Dez.
Yeah.
Dez is moving on.
I mean, it was good. Like, I honestly, I think she just needed a different song.
Yeah, she
Yeah, I just wish she, you know, the video where they showed her when she was singing when she was 12. I thought she
was like-
sounded
yeah,
much
she
better.
was wailing. She was like,
Yeah.
great.
I was like, oh, she's gonna be good, because if she was like 12, which is, I think that's what it was.
Right.
yeah.
It looked like a VHS. Just gonna say, but you know, I feel like maybe the nerves are compensating
Yeah.
for singing next to an American Eagle hunky dude.
Hunky hunk. And
I
then
would be nervous too.
I mean, yeah, guess it makes sense.
No, yeah, he probably gets free jeans.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
No.
Probably.
And then we had Team Adam, Benji versus Sam James.
Oh, yeah.
Two first names as a first and
I
last
also
name.
knew Sam James. Sam James was on season 1, which they didn't talk about.
No, they
Like,
didn't.
They
Not
highlighted
really.
it so much as on Dez,
Yeah.
and then they didn't talk about it on Sam. And Sam, like, they showed his blind, like, a little bit of it and stuff. So
Yeah,
it was interesting that they they just glossed over that.
Yeah, they really did gloss over it. I don't know why. I guess
I mean,
Because some
knows?
people, they do talk about him more. But, I mean, there was a Bon Jovi song. And then we had Benji with his scream, his rock scream. Which
Yeah.
everyone was excited about. And then versus Sam, who, you know, in rehearsal, they made it look like he was really struggling to find notes. And it was like more, in the rehearsal, it made it look like,
who Sam was struggling to
Yeah.
find? Yeah.
but then they went out and I thought Sam, and you know what, we know Benji, and
We do.
I think Benji did a really great job.
Way to go, Benji.
Thumbs
and
up.
twins. Saw you in the audience.
Yeah, saw you.
Talk to you soon.
And and Sam was great. I think he's emotionally connected a lot to it, and he brought something really unique. Like, I forget who said it, but someone said Sam was always Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CeeLo?
Yes.
Maybe. All right.
Adam, maybe?
We all took notes? Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you said, Pip, that Sam sounded like Gavin DeGraw, which he really does.
Yeah, he does sound a lot. But last year he auditioned with the Gavin DeGraw song. And so it was like Gavin DeGraw singing a Gavin DeGraw song.
Yeah.
You know? And so
Yeah.
Just like Florence singing Florence. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
in a Florence outfit.
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But like seriously, he really stepped up tonight. I was like was proud of him. He
Yeah.
did great. I really enjoy, and I love the Benji scream, but I think at times he like tried to get too screamy with it, and like I really agreed with what Adam said and why like everyone else picked Benji, but yet Adam went with Sam just because when he like tried to go in between like the two, he just got he lost it a little bit. He lost control, you know. So
Yeah.
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 I mean, you know, what I thought was at first, like before they even showed rehearsals, really, if it's a Bon Jovi song, I'm like, they're like handing it to Benji.
yeah,
You know, like that's just not Sam's genre. That's just not the most, that's not the most flattering for his voice. His voice is more like, not quieter, but I don't know, it's not like rock screams. But yeah, I was definitely surprised that he chose Sam. But I know that Benji has an awesome career.
We
ahead
love
of
you,
him.
Benji.
We love you, dude. Go Indian people.
Yeah.
And go Sam.
Yeah, go Sam.
We like your beanie.
Yeah.
beanies
Beanies are the
rule.
best.
Beanies. Just beanies. Yeah, so, okay, that was a close battle, though. We didn't really know.
That was very close. A
What
lot
would
of them
happen?
were close, and some of them were very obvious.
Very not close.
Some of them. Well, let's talk about Team CeeLo. Nicholas, David, and Todd. They're besties.
Yeah.
You know, wait, I wrote down some of the things they have in common.
Yes.
That's that they both have prego wives.
Prego,
Babies on the way.
prego my egg.
Yeah. Eating.
That was weird. I don't even know.
It rhymes.
even
It
know.
so
It did.
rhymes.
It did.
They're both from the Midwest, totally different parts of the Midwest, but it's a region.
Right.
Why not? And they both have beards.
Yeah. The most obvious.
Which is, the clearly the most obvious reason. David, I mean, whoops, two first name, last names.
Yeah,
Nicholas
another one.
David. He's like much older, right, than Todd.
I couldn't tell like how he had young kids though, so I couldn't like tell.
Right.
I think the beard, the like ZZ Top thing going on, makes him look older
Right.
than he is. I think.
Or
Yeah.
one might say Jesus, even.
Oh, Jesus,
One might
yes.
even
Yeah,
say
who's that? Oh, Blake said
Blake,
that.
he said, and you look like Jesus. People love that.
People love that. People love it. Why didn't he come out in like a white robe
Right.
You know what?
with some sheep?
Yeah. Well, Todd might have been,
You know, like a shepherd.
Can you imagine that with the
Amazing.
sheep in a white robe?
they're like, perfect.
You know,
I love your brand.
They might. Yeah, they're like, I love your style. It's so stylistic. You know, now we can see the show. It's no longer just The Voice.
Exactly.
So I think that NBC, it would be wise to invest in sheep.
You know,
Jesus.
I have to say, Todd seems like such a nice guy.
Yes.
He seems like very happy,
nice.
and he loves singing. You know, you can really see that
He's a music teacher.
really happy. And you know, he went through long distance for 5 years, which was
She's
horrible.
gone.
She's gone. Yeah, but I guess she's not.
No,
That was
the devil will
I'm sorry,
replace
when,
her.
when Nicholas started singing though, like it was
Wow.
like you were like, all right, like in the first
Yeah.
two lines, like it was like his voice is just so like
Yeah.
different and rich and like awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who did CeeLo compare him to? Like
Barry
right off
White.
the bat. Was that it?
Someone else said Barry White. Didn't
right.
I?
But there was
Yes.
someone that's
Yeah,
more
no,
like soulful.
I can't remember.
I know. I can't remember.
And it was someone that is like kind of random. Bill Withers.
Yes.
It all came to us at the same time.
As we looked over here.
Yes, the magic.
Yes, Bill Withers. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Definitely.
amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
He
And
just like has it.
he is really someone who on the show you're like, wow, that voice is coming out of him.
Right.
What?
And like even just how he presented himself on stage was like so not how you would expect like him.
Yeah.
You know, it's don't judge a book by its cover. That's why it's
Definitely.
called
Or
The
it's
Voice,
by
I
its
guess.
beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that, I don't know, something in me, when I saw Todd performing, he was like, I'm having a great time. I'm fine with this being like the biggest live performance I ever do. He kind of was like, I'm ready to go back to
Yeah, he's like,
Chicago
"Nah,
to
nah, nah."
teach.
Right.
I have like a wife. I have kid. My wife's prego, I think. I think he just has one on the way. I don't know. But he just seemed like, this is fun. I'm good friends with this guy now. I got a friend out of this.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go home.
Well, what I like about it is that he was, you know, after he was cut, you know, he went up and like he was happy about it. I like when they're like appreciative, you know, and although it can be instinctual to go to the place of like,
Anger or
which I totally
unhinge
get.
the jaw,
people.
like some people.
Yeah. But, you know, like, yeah, you know, it might not be like maybe Todd doesn't. Maybe it was just something that happened in his life and maybe it's not. Or, you know what? I think he'd be really good with like him being a kid singer, like singing to children's songs.
Oh, like the rando guys in the park that are like, gather
No,
around,
no.
children.
Or like the Wiggles.
like, yeah.
yeah.
That's what when you say singing to
Good
children,
reference, though, yeah.
being, like in the Wiggles.
That's true. What do
Not
you mean?
quite.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you know, like Raffi, is that his name? Raffi? It wasn't there kids. I didn't listen to like kids music.
No, we didn't.
But you know those
I was there.
those happy guys who are like singing to children
Yeah, the
about
Wiggles.
nature. Okay, maybe it's the Wiggles.
Right?
I'm maybe. Maybe.
That's all that I know.
So okay.
You mean like a park ranger type person?
Maybe. Yeah,
so
maybe.
Todd should be in the Wiggles. That's what we've said.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his in future
Wiggles,
career.
I don't know if you're hiring.
No, and like even CeeLo pulled him aside and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna call you."
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah,
was,
he's like, call me dude.
the guy has a good voice, but when you're up against
I have an in on the Wiggles.
Nicholas,
Yeah.
Also, I was way happy for the song. I don't know if they were connecting with an authentically upset place in his
she's
heart.
gone. Yeah.
She's gone. Yeah. He was
Todd
so
was
happy.
like really happy.
Yeah.
Nicholas was like a little more into it, but still
Yeah.
it was like.
Right.
But it's hard to be sad when you're like.
Yeah, up there.
Like the song that I did was like it was Amy Winehouse. It was like
Right.
so it wasn't really the happiest thing ever, but like at the same time you just want to smile because you're like I'm singing in front of these 4 awesome people and like the whole crowd is like cheering.
And there's like
Yeah.
smiling.
it's like you
but
just
then
can't
there's
help
like
but-
infusing the lyrics,
That's
right?
true.
Because Joselyn was smiling, but the song wasn't happy, you know?
Right.
Right.
And like we all know that you did well.
We need to save like a half hour to talk.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That's just very interesting.
Yeah. Like I think Todd was singing as if like she was an evil person who like lorded over his life, you know, and so she's
gone.
You know, it was just a different story.
Yeah,
they were
maybe it's just a
telling.
different take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, different.
You know,
we can get with
I
that.
think that if he was gonna write a song about being cut, he'd be like, "I'm cut." That's it.
Yeah.
Just look very happy about it.
Right.
That was my point.
He's a happy one.
Anyway, Team Blake, Florence and the Machine, and Florence against Lelia Broussard.
Florence. I mean, she won because it's her song. She wrote. The
I
song.
know.
She is Florence.
We all remember the album cover of Lungs, right?
Yeah.
Where she's wearing that dress.
That dress.
The like poofy dress.
the exact
So
same
Susanna
That dress.
Schofel, whatever, comes out on stage.
one. Oh, was
in
her
that
last
dress.
name? Oh, I thought you were calling the dress something. I was like,
No.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't
that's
know what
called,
that.
but
I
sure.
just the album
That was her last
cover.
name. Oh, I do. Remember.
You said it out
do
loud. That's
remember
why I wrote it down because I didn't remember.
It's really interesting. Chafel.
Yeah.
You know. So okay, and at first she was the one that was kind of intimidated or something, maybe because she's older. She kept on, I feel like, using the excuse of being a teacher as like, well, I might
were like,
not
"We
win
did it."
because
You're a teacher. You
Yeah.
got it.
And
yeah, and she was like scared. She, you know, I feel like she was in her own way.
Right. I think she got scared. But another situation where I feel like in rehearsal, it made it look like Lelia like had it down.
Right.
She was good in rehearsal.
Yeah.
She was really good, and she was good. You know, I think she was kind of flat on on the chorus a little bit.
It just didn't like click. Like it didn't. She was like her voice was there, but it just wasn't like in the zone. Like in rehearsal, like you heard her and you were like, wow, you know, that's really good.
Yeah.
And then like it was like sort of just not flat, but like fell flat a little bit. And,
And her phrasing was way off.
honestly, like I really liked both of them voices, but like both of their phrasing was
I know.
weird.
I know.
It almost
There
changes the song.
It did, and like there were points in the song where like it didn't hit right, and
I know. It messed up the pacing.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, people, we got to keep the song going.
Oh, look, it's the lines cover.
For anyone, people who have downloaded us on iTunes, thank you. But we are looking at the Florence and the Machine album cover, the Susanna Schofel album cover of her dress. Speaking of iTunes, I just want to say and thank everybody for downloading us on iTunes. Feel free to go to the AfterBuzz page and leave very kind comments or rate us. You can also be mean, but try and do that on the other shows.
Not so much this
We're
one.
very sensitive. So thank you for doing that and rating and commenting and stuff. And we hope that you continue to do it because you guys are starting a trend. People are catching on. And I think people listen.
Yes.
So moving on. Were we surprised by the winner?
No.
no.
When it came down to the battle, before I wouldn't have been able to know. But I mean, it was just Florence.
If
like,
I
singing her
had just
song.
seen, if I had just seen rehearsal and then like you told me who the winner was, I would have been like, what? But
Yeah.
seeing the battle, like it. What I don't know how to pronounce her name. Lelia.
Lelia.
Broussard.
Her. She was great. Like was great in her voice, and like her blind audition was fantastic. But like it just was. I don't know if it was nerves or something, but it just kind of just didn't sit.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Also, she looked pretty upset when she didn't get it.
Oh my God, she did.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she was gonna cry.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh, she did. She was the one with the eye flutter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like
You
really
like-
fast.
So you're like, oh dear.
Yeah,
Are you
something's
like
gonna
about
happen.
to go crazy, or are
Yeah.
you like about to cry?
are you? Yeah.
Always. I mean, it's so sad.
I know, and you never know. I mean, I don't know, but I can imagine that you don't know how you're going to react, that you want to react a certain way,
Right.
but then in the moment, when you put all this time and energy into it, like a piece of you is like, oh, I'm going to get this.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's, I think, why Susanna was like so
Really.
afraid of failing, the fact that she's like, oh, I could get this.
Right.
And then if she doesn't, then she's like, well, I was just a teacher. Like, I was just whatever. Like someone who said it, Teresa said something that was really good. She said something better than failures to try. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Something.
it was a weird
It
moment.
was a strange way of saying it.
Yeah.
I got what she was trying to say.
Yeah.
It was better to try and you've already won the battle if you've gone out on the stage or something.
Yeah.
Something.
Like something about failing and not. Okay. Anyway, Team Christina. Okay, Joselyn and Sylvia. Joselyn Rivera, who's 17. Sylvia Yakub, who's Egyptian.
Born.
Her mother is Egyptian. Her
Slightly
story.
Slightly. Wow, that woman is intense.
Slightly. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, she's very. I like Christina's words, powerful. I think Christina can relate.
Well, clearly
She
could
can
relate with something.
on
I
some
was
level.
just scared.
Me too. Joselyn seems really nice and super talented.
Oh my gosh.
And clearly Sylvia was trying to intimidate her, which only comes across as being intimidated
Right.
and being threatened and being like, oh, there's this girl here and she's like younger than me and I'm not going to let her win it. And like, meh, you know, it's very different than the two first name dudes.
Also, if Christina has to tell someone to tone it down, like,
She's like, tone it
that's
down like
crazy.
this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true.
And I just felt like on stage, it's a fine line with this because it's kind of like you are competing against them, but you are still singing the song with them. So, but you know what? I felt like with Sylvia, it was a battle. She was like yelling it and screaming it and singing it like crazy.
I thought she
And
was going to take out a
she was
glass
like,
bottle, break it against the stage, and run at Joselyn.
Yeah.
I'll cut that pretty face.
Yeah, it could have been that. And that
I'm
really.
just saying, that's what her face looked like. She's like, I'm gonna
You
kill
should be a producer on this show. The sheep and Jesus.
Yeah.
Cutting bottles.
You're
like,
so right.
Gold.
Such good TV.
I have such good ideas. Definitely, I should move right on up to producer.
Exactly.
I just feel like, to me, it made Sylvia look really unattractive to me, and I was so surprised that Christina picked her.
Me too. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Joselyn's my favorite person this season.
Wow.
Like
this season?
Yeah. Like
Wow.
I think she is, and she's how old is she? She's
17.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy
Just
good
wait a
vocals
year.
for. Apparently, it just takes a year.
Yeah, I know. It's
Magic year. It's magic year.
But seriously, like I want to sing with her. Like that's what the only thing I was thinking the whole time. I was like, I just want to sing with you. So
Jocelyn.
if you're watching,
Joselyn.
I want to sing with you.
Should
no,
tweet
but seriously,
at her.
she
Yeah,
was
she's amazing.
incredible for a 17-year-old to go out there and do that with.
Oh, yeah.
She like had that much control and like kept it back and then let it go at the right moments. Like amazing.
Yeah.
And she, like, it seemed like she doesn't, like, they were talking about her, like, she doesn't have that much experience performing, but she really brought it. Like, she really looked like she was comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Whereas, like, Sylvia, instead of kind of, like, being confident in her voice.
She looked scared over.
Yeah.
She looked like she was like had way too much to prove. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So much to
And
prove.
there were times when she just looked like she was trying so hard.
Yeah.
And that, to me, was just like,
Yeah.
she wasn't having any fun.
So happy that Joselyn got stolen.
Yay. But
I know.
So happy.
So surprised that Christina.
If Christina doesn't see that, then she should not be on her
Yeah.
team anyway. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's true. Because also she's so young and, yeah, I don't really get it. I guess Christina connects with the fire, which I comes across as competitiveness and, like,
Insecurity.
yeah, it comes across a little bit as insecurity.
From Christina or from Sylvia?
From Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I was like, I don't think Christina's.
No,
insecure.
I think that's the last word to describe
no,
her.
she'll show you what insecure sounds like. But yeah, I know. I'm really glad that Adam stole Joselyn.
Yeah, yay. It was definitely an intense end because they cut it off right on commercial.
They're like, she's like, I choose.
This is really hard. This is so fun.
Those
But
commercials, gosh, so much
A
commercials.
lot, you know,
I know.
a lot of
well,
commercial,
it's
but
2-hour show.
I know. It's
Gotta
love
stick them in there.
Kias.
Yeah, gotta. You know what?
Gotta go
Kia
get-
product
strangely-
placement this year is amazing.
Yeah, wow.
I want to. You know,
Wow.
they drive up to every single battle
Yeah, it's like, look at us in our Kia.
in Kias.
Yes.
The vehicle of the stars,
Yeah.
I think, is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited because now we get to go to our special segment.
You know what, Melissa? I'm excited too.
We have our very special guest, Pip, here. Look at him. He's so awesome.
Tell them where they know you from.
You know me from this show called The Voice.
This is
on
our voice.
NBC. Season
This is
2.
Pip.
I was on Team Adam.
Yay. So what was Adam like?
Adam's cool. Adam's great. He's super like
Hot
down to
in
business
person
guy.
as well.
I mean, yeah, sure.
It's okay.
I mean, people,
can
all
say
the
it.
like girls would, like all the like PAs and stuff would
Right.
just be like, smell him as he walked by. No, I'm just kidding. But like I don't know.
Probably not.
I think everyone on his team sort of got to. He was super like business, so like we all kind of see him as that now. Like he's
Right.
he's super busy. Like he was on tour.
Oh,
doing most of
wow.
our stuff
Oh.
and stuff. So it was just kind of like. We got to like have good relationships with him, but it was very like, all right, we need to do this, you know, and like let's get down to business and let's
Right.
get through this and do this and make sure you're right and make sure you're doing everything good. So
do you feel like he gave you advice about like your career and like where it's going, or
yeah, he definitely.
Pointers?
I think he definitely like, drove home the whole like you have to figure out who you are and stick to it sort of thing, and not let other people kind of decide that for you.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
I think that's been one thing that I've been like trying to stick with the most, because on the show, I mean, especially before the show, like I was in pre-pharmacy school before the show, you know.
Wow.
And so
right?
yeah, and so on the show I did so many different covers. Like you do covers,
Yeah.
obviously, and so it was just so many drastic changes that I didn't have an identity, and it was sort of weird that he gave me that advice, and yet we never really figured that out together, you know. We didn't
Right.
really
Yeah.
have the chance to, but
Right.
Yeah.
But that's really good advice.
absolutely.
And
yeah.
that's also another person telling you what you are, which is something you should
exactly.
figure out.
It is
right?
true, yeah. It's
Yeah.
true.
So what's it like walking up to that battle round?
I had really, me and Nathan Parrott, who I went up against, were like really good friends, like best friends from like the first day that they brought us out here. So it was weird that
Oh, that's weird.
one made Team Adam, and two, they put us, like I lived with him and like
Oh, like
all his
roommate?
roommates
Whoa.
like, before they paired us and stuff. So,
Oh my god,
yeah,
that's
it was
weird.
crazy that they might have had a little inside information. And, let's make some drama.
Yeah,
Yeah, seriously.
if I was a producer.
Which obviously should be broken glass. But I think it was really lucky for us to have that because it really was us like going up there and being like, look, like we need to make this a good like TV moment, you know, like because season 1, like we had watched a bunch of stuff from it, and you're like, some of these battles are like just people trying to out-sing each other and people trying to be individual, and like you have to do that to get through it, but you also have to make it sound good or else it's just bad TV, and like then people are like, wow, neither of you are really that good because the song wasn't good. So it was really good for me to like go up there with someone that I was friends with and like really have fun, you know. And like at the end it got stressful again because you're like, oh gosh, now they have to choose, but like during that minute and a half that we actually sang, like it was just fun. It was super fun.
Wow.
And what about waiting for the choice?
That was stressful.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And
Did you think you were going to cry? If things,
No, I don't know.
Who knows?
It didn't, so
You
I don't
cried
know
a
what
little.
happened.
Yeah.
No.
It was scary. Especially because you have to hear the other. The most nerve-wracking part is having to hear the other 3 judges before you're judged. Because you're like, oh God, what?
Carson's
What?
like, and the only one that matters.
Right, and you're like, oh yeah, none of those opinions actually count.
Right.
So it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's like the scary, nerve-wracking part.
Yeah.
But.
So like during the whole process, were you just working all the time, singing all the time?
Yeah, I mean they give you rest days and stuff, but it's mostly, and especially like in the beginning you got way more like, we have to do everybody else, you know, but like towards the end with live shows, like it was definitely like bam, 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 like because you have a week to do everything that on like Battles and Blinds you did in like a month. So
it's
every
insane.
week you have to record a song, you have to rehearse it a couple times with a mentor, you have to choreograph it, you have to go do staging stuff. So it was definitely like a lot during lives, which really like I think everyone's best performances were more towards the beginning because you kind of get worn down.
Yeah, I can
During
imagine.
lives, there was a lot of people that were sick.
I
for
could,
sure, so.
you know,
I was gonna ask about that.
I know, like even in other shows like AI or the X Factor, you know, by the end it's like they've all been worked so much,
Like,
and they're all
I can't
tired.
sing.
their voice even,
And people get way more emotional towards the end, and even like
because they're so tired.
our founder Maria on Dancing with the Stars, I know that she like barely slept, and towards the end of it you could see like every interview she would get like really emotional, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd be like, I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Just let me go to
Dancing
bed.
for so long.
I know.
I've been singing forever. What do you feel like was the most nerve-wracking performance?
The first live show was mine because it was live TV, so like things went wrong and it was scary, and like during my rehearsal right before, like my mic had been really low, or like my headphones had been really low, and so I was like, oh, just turn them up, and like when they turned them up it was super loud.
Oh, no.
And so like I was like cringing and like trying not to show cringing like on TV and stuff, and so it was that was definitely like during it the most nerve-wracking performance. Like the blinds, like I just had fun, the battles I had fun, and then the live shows just got intense. Intense, because it's such an unnatural thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's such an unnatural thing for singers to sing in competition.
Right.
You know?
I know.
Like that's
it's
not
like you
why
have to
we got
prove
into
something.
this, to, like,
I know.
compete with each other and be like, which one of you is better? You know.
Who knew all these shows?
Right. So it's weird. It throws you off so much.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like your life has changed since The Voice?
I mean, completely. I mean, I was in pre-pharmacy school. Now I'm living in LA making a record.
How long were you in pre-pharmacy school?
I mean, not long, like a year.
But
Not
you
even.
were
Not
like
even a year.
Did you always know that you wanted to do singing?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that I wanted to do it as a career for sure.
Oh,
Like, that
okay.
was, I thought I was gonna
Be a pharmacist.
be a pharmacist and have money and do it as a hobby, like on the weekends, you know. And and then now this happened, and I'm like, I can't go back to that. Like it's just you can't go back. Once you've been out here, it's like bit by something. I was on the Glee project first.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Oh my God.
That's
Yes.
right.
That's where I was like, I saw you in The Voice, and I was like, that guy looks familiar.
Yeah. So
Just for a second, you really have like that experience was probably so different. right? Because that's sort of a different. You're
Yeah.
competing to be on the show.
And that was, I had like a semester at college, and then at the very beginning of the second semester, I like went on this random trip with my friend to Dallas, Texas from Alabama, and like auditioned for that, and then made it semi-far, but didn't make it to like the actual show, and then came back and was like in school for like maybe not even half a semester after that, and then was like, I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
I was like, I got bit by the bug, I gotta go back and go after it.
So was it the Glee Project audition that made you...
It was like coming out here for like the 2 weeks that they had us out here that I was like, I have to do this. Like, this is it's just like
Wow.
what I have to do now.
That's awesome.
So
sometimes, life takes you unexpected ways.
Yeah,
Very
and
true.
things are going pretty
Yeah,
well,
so what are you up
so.
to now?
I am working on a record right now. That's pretty much all I've been doing for the past couple months. I released my first single like a couple weeks
Yeah, we heard it.
Yeah, we did.
It's great.
We saw the
love it.
lyric video.
Thank you. Yeah.
I want to see some more Pip face,
you.
though.
I know. Well, it's
see
the lyric
more
video. It's
hunky.
the lyric video.
I know, and I was like, I knew I wasn't going to...
Yeah, you're like, I know.
I know it's the... maybe. Yeah.
We're working on a real music video. So.
Very cool.
And then
Cool.
the record is going to drop November 13th. This is the first time
my
I can say that.
goodness.
November 13th is
Oh my
when
God,
the-
that's
it's
really
it's
soon.
only 6 songs.
It's like an EP.
It's an EP. Cool.
But it's definitely I've had so much fun making it. It's been amazing.
Wow.
So
And
who
I've
is
been-
your producer? Who are you working
I'm
with?
working with this guy named Noah Shane, who's
2 first name, last name, dude.
They're another one.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah.
Shane is a first name. But he, I don't know if you guys have heard of Dead Sarah or the
Yeah.
Chevin. They're
heard
both
of Dead
bands
Sarah.
that the Chevin just was like the featured.
Dead Sarah, they were just on like Jimmy Kimmel or something. Like, remember those girls?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like rocky,
Yeah.
and screamy, and awesome. He did them, and then he did another band that just was featured on iTunes and stuff. So both of his last 2 projects got signed with majors, which is really exciting. And
Very
then-
cool.
Yeah, and then my co-writer for the whole record is Louis DeBook, and he was in a band called The Secret Handshake.
Nice.
If you guys remember them.
I feel like I
Yeah.
heard of them.
Well, he was the band, but
Cool.
yeah.
That's the secret.
Yeah,
Handshake?
secret. But yeah, they're both amazing, and we're doing this whole sort of funk pop.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Who Cares is like the single that dropped, but it's definitely the most like pop. Like after
Okay.
we're like polishing the album right now, and it's definitely like Who Cares. Not that it's I love the song, but it's kind of it's kind of the worst song on the record. Like, well, honestly, like,
So who chose to release it as a single?
it's definitely the single. Like, even if we
Right,
had all
yeah.
the songs, like it's just
'Cause
like,
it's
poppy
different.
and it, like,
Yeah.
it brings you into like the world that we're in. But it's
Yeah.
it's the rest is definitely more stylized.
So
and
what
more-
kind of genre would you say?
Definitely funk pop. Like
Okay,
I think
cool.
that's really
That's
like
kind
the
of like
only-
our thing.
Yeah, too. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I like it. I like funk pop.
It's fun. It's definitely fun. I'm like trying to, I'm trying to do something different. I think there's so many people like critique like the pop world and like
Right.
electronic sounds and all that stuff, but I think it's really just another way of making music that if you collaborate with other stuff, like it can make something really awesome, and like it doesn't have to all just be this dance and
Right.
with the 808s,
What?
that everybody
all
pops
that.
out right now, and I think there's a new wave. I have a couple friends who are doing different things. I have a friend who's doing a swing pop record right now that like I've
that's
heard a couple
cool.
songs on. He has like Tony Bennett featured on one song.
That's
and, like,
awesome.
Oh, nice.
it's amazing because I think people are finally out of this, like, for the past like 6 or 7 years, it's been like this straight
pop.
thing. And I
Right.
think Adele started this sort of moving out of that, and I think
Yeah.
Bruno Mars kind of got
Yeah.
out of that a little bit
True.
more, and I think it's definitely moving in like the direction of music.
Niches almost,
Yeah,
like-
Yeah,
it's
more
getting
soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
love
cool.
that. That's
I'm really
great.
excited. I'm really excited for this record to drop.
We
So-
are very excited.
Yeah, thanks.
We will.
Yeah, we
okay,
will tweet that out.
November-
You send us the link.
And then when it's
sure.
out, we'll definitely talk about it again.
Yeah. And you can either come in or call in or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
It's been so much fun.
That's exciting.
That is
So
really
fun.
exciting.
I'm excited to hear
We gotta
it.
go. We gotta go listen to it.
Dude, we better get a listening party.
For sure.
Yes.
For
Or
sure.
like a preview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So I could tweet about
I
it.
gotta have like a album release party or something.
Yeah.
Yo, you gotta plan that.
I know. I gotta get on it.
Everyone at
do it.
Pip's house.
My apartment.
Yeah, Pip's apartment. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Very cool.
Not yet. No house yet.
That's okay. Me neither.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
Cool.
We
So
are
should we expect you to be performing anytime soon?
Yeah, can we see
Yeah.
you?
I mean, we're kind of working. I've been so into the record right now. So right now we don't have anything super planned out yet, but definitely, and in like the spring and early or late winter, we're gonna be planning a tour and going around to like colleges and stuff. So
Yes, very
definitely
cool.
excited for that.
Cool. Awesome.
And I'm sure once I want to have like music I can perform, so it's like getting the record done and then finding out how to do it live and like have
Totally different monster.
Practicing with a band.
right. And it's not like because the venues that you can do it like my level aren't gonna, you can't have like an 8-piece band, you know, it's just not really like plausible. So it's like finding out how to scale everything back a little bit and make sure it sounds good live. And
Yeah.
I'm so pumped to get out there and like show everybody and like get to sing them live because I've never had original music before. So
Wow.
it's like,
Were you writing it all before?
No,
It's
this
a
is
whole new
literally
thing.
my first like
Oh,
really
wow.
anything.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's my first stuff on iTunes. Like so, it's
Ooh,
Cool.
exciting.
yeah, for sure.
Wow, that is really exciting.
Yeah, you send us a link and we'll tweet it out. We'll tell
Absolutely.
everyone when it comes out.
Absolutely, buy it.
This is Pip's voice.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for coming in.
Thank you guys for having
Anyone who has any questions, they can tweet you or find you at.
Oh, at Pip_Andrew. That's my
Nice.
Twitter. Or you can go to pipmusic.com and find my Facebook and all that jazz.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
the lyric video and Who Cares? That's my debut single. It's on iTunes.
Good video. Every time they tease you, though. I'm like,
Yeah,
Pip?
No.
My heart flutters. Me and all the other 17-year-old girls in the room. Or people my age, too.
Or people. I mean,
Or other.
of all
or whatnot.
ages,
Maybe just me.
hopefully.
Maybe just Melissa and I.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who knows?
Thank you for fluttering.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're so excited you left pharmacy school.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah. A loss for the pharmacy world, but a big gain for the music world.
The pharmacy world's gonna be hurting, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
It's
the family business is pharmaceuticals.
for our family.
Awesome.
And everyone in our
So-
family, they're into music, but none of them went because the family business is pharmacy.
Right.
So I'm
So
sure they'll
you
be
are-
happy.
You are a
Here, someone
leader
got
of the
out.
pack.
Someone got out.
Someone got out.
They broke the chain.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so we're just going to finish up with predictions.
Yeah, let's finish up with
Okay.
predictions.
It's basically
here.
just picking who you think. I think you already said it.
And now,
Creepy.
your
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I like the genuine shock and the lights.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, check out this disco business.
Okay, guys. So, let's say top 3 people you think just might out of this episode.
Well, why don't we just say one?
Okay, why don't we just say one?
Let's just say one.
I just
Joselyn.
think. Okay, yeah, you
Yeah,
like
right? I know.
I'm
You
voting for
have it.
Joselyn for the show.
Oh,
Me- yeah,
okay.
actually, me
okay.
too.
Oh my God.
Beyonce style that. Drop the mic. Leave.
Best thing you never had, Christina.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know
damn.
what? I'm going to say Joselyn too because she just seems so nice too.
I know.
You know?
And she had the whole package. She had like the niceness, the stage presence, the awesome voice.
Yes.
She's 17.
She's
I
17.
know. She has like the whole world in front of her.
Yeah.
Listen, Jocelyn, if you want to hang out, meet up.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. And I think Pip would like to.
Seriously.
So awesome. Okay, well, there's the prediction.
Yeah,
I don't
there
think we
it
have
is.
any news and gossip for tonight.
No, thank you guys all for
So-
listening. And thank you so much,
Yeah,
Pip, for
thank you guys
coming
so
in.
much for
having
We
me.
had such a good time.
And tell our audience where they can find you.
Pipmusic.com or at Pip_Andrew on Twitter. Yay.
Yay.
And Melissa, where
I'm
can they
at
find you?
Melissa Macedo AM.
And you can find me at Macedo Music. Check us out. We'll be playing in Stockton later this week. So
Yeah,
if
that's
anybody is up in NorCal, come hang out. It's a free show. You can get drunk.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week
See you next week.
on The Voice.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.